Hi, I'm Jim Dodson, the Florida Bike Guide. So what to look for in your bicycle insurance, particularly for the repair, replacement of your bicycle or your medical bills for your injury. You know, all Florida cars, if they're on the road, have to have property damage insurance in Florida if they have it at all. And they'll have $10,000 of property insurance. So if a driver causes injury to you and damages your bicycle, you're going to principally look to the driver's insurance company under their property coverage to pay for the repair or replacement of your bike. If you are hit by a driver with no insurance, then you're going to have to look to some source on your own, like your own policy. And the safest place to look is to have a specialty coverage on your bike called Velosurance. It's one of the specialty carriers in Florida. They only insure bicycles. It's Velosurance, and I'm not a paid spokesman. I just have the product on my own bikes. So Velo Insurance will pay for your bike if you're injured in a crash and the driver has no insurance. And you name the unique thing about their product is you name your own deductible. Let's say you want a deductible of $200. You bought your bike 3 years ago, it cost $3,000. And your bike is destroyed and the other driver was at fault. They don't have insurance. Velo Insurance presumably would replace your bike under the terms of their policy, less the $200 deductible. You know, even if the driver has insurance and they use their property coverage, they're going to apply depreciation, or many times they will apply depreciation. We're often able to get that done without depreciation, but you have to be aware that they have the right to depreciate your bike. So a bike that's 3 or 4 years old can start being worth a lot less. So that alone is worth paying the difference to get Velosurance on your own bikes. Your medical bills, you know, in Florida, if you own a car or you own a personal vehicle, you're required to have PIP coverage, PIP, medical insurance on your own automobile. And even if a driver causes a crash and the driver is at fault and you're not at fault, your own auto insurance, the medical portion, will pay the first $10,000 of your medical bills in Florida. If you don't have insurance or live with somebody that does, then you're going to look to the driver's vehicle that caused the crash. And if they have that insurance, you should get the first $10,000 of your bills paid for there. Okay. But many times the bills may be much more than $10,000. And the way to protect yourself in Florida is to make sure you have uninsured and underinsured. We generally refer to them as just uninsured motorist coverage in Florida. And they protect you from a driver that had no liability insurance or not enough liability insurance to pay all of your bills. And I think that uninsured motorist is the most important coverage you can carry on your auto policy. I think that every person who walks out or drives their bicycle out of the garage in the morning should have at least $100,000. You can get, I would urge you to get more. $250,000 or even $1 million is really the best, because I've seen so many situations where we needed that coverage to pay for someone's injuries when the driver had no insurance or not enough insurance to pay all the medical bills and all the elements of the injury that our clients suffered. So remember, the driver's insurance is first, property damage for your bike, liability insurance for your personal injuries and medical bills. But only about 40% of drivers in Florida don't have that insurance. And there's many, many, many that don't have enough insurance to pay the total value of a claim. So you need to protect yourself. Check your auto policy, call your carrier to make sure that you have uninsured motorists on your auto policy. If you want further information, go to our website, because we have a free auto insurance check we'll do with you. You want to make sure that you have enough insurance to pay for the total amount of your losses. And you sort of have to assume the worst case scenario in terms of deciding how much you want to buy, okay? So considering insurance in Florida when you're on a bicycle, I would again urge you to assume that drivers don't have what they need to have and protect yourself with Velosurance or a similar product for your bicycle, and uninsured motorists on your auto policy for your own injuries and medical bills. And when you do that, you'll ride much more confidently and much more at peace, because you know if the worst happens, at least the unexpected is covered. I'm Jim Dodson, the Florida Bike Guy. Be safe out there.